Just one of these little bait hooks. Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I know it's been quite a while since I've uploaded a video right here on this channel for you guys. I've been uploading everything on my other channel, Lone Wolf 902. The link's down in the description if you guys are interested. And today, I'm out fishing. So I'm at this new location, this new river location. I got a new carbon fiber packable fishing rod that I can hike with, and a very small tackle kit that has all the necessities in here for trout, pickerel, bass, all kinds of small fish that are in my area, and big fish of course. But I'm at this river location, and you guys could probably notice something different right off the bat. More on that very soon. So for right now, looking at this river, it looks incredible. Beautiful golden tea colored water with the sunshine hitting it. I just got to extend this fishing rod out, and we'll rig up something. I think I'm going to go with a white grub, just because there are some rocks on the bottom, and I've never fished here before, so I don't know how I'm going to do for snags. So in my little very small tackle box here, I went with a small tackle box because I need to hike with this, and it has everything in here for days and days and days of fishing. So let's rig up a white grub and head on over to this bridge. I'm parked like right on the side of this bridge. I'm on an old logging road, I should mention that. Very remote area, and it looks like it's going to be really nice. So I'm excited. Let's get this rigged up and let's get down there. So coming in, I'm going to go with something a little small for today. I'm going to start with the white grub. I'm going to rig that up with a small hook, a small single hook, just one of these little bait hooks. Rig that up with that, and I'm going to put a lead shot on there just to help it get to the bottom a little quicker. So we'll run that. I want to try and bury the hook in there a little bit so it doesn't get snagged up on the rocks on the bottom. I already have one of these garlic flavored very small worms, natural in color, so that'll work really well if that white one doesn't work. And then of course I've got some really small spinners in here, large spinners, a couple basic things in this kit for trout mainly today is what I'm targeting. So let's get this rigged up and get out there. All right, just stepping off the bridge here, coming down on the bank. A little bit of cloud cover rolling in, so it kind of took the nice golden color out of the water, but still super beautiful down here. The water level's high. I've actually come by here in the summertime, and the water level was significantly lower, and it looks like the perfect spot to come fly fishing. More on that very soon, but from here and the other side of the river, it looks like we got a pretty good vantage point at tossing into these rapids here and letting this little grub float down, and hopefully something will come out and grab it. So this is where I'm set up. I'm going to be casting right into these rapids and let it kind of drift down. There are big rocks right out there by the rod tip under the water. Big rocks here, nice gravel bar, loads of holes, loads of pockets, and as the sun comes out, it makes it really, really visible to see what's going on down there. So let's toss in and see if we have any luck. Alright, so trying to get out of here. Alright, so no luck there. Gonna come in the forest a little bit. Go downstream just a little ways here. It's super muddy. The water levels are very, very, very high right now and very fast. It's still early spring in my area, so all that snow melt off and whatnot is creating very high waters. So I did switch to the, I don't know if you guys can see that, the more natural style worm over there. I worked that area pretty good with that white grub and with that worm, and it just didn't seem like it was producing any fish. So this river, like I was saying earlier, is, oh, it's really nice back here. I've never walked down the riverbank. There's an ATV going over the bridge right now. Everybody's out here fishing. But I've never been back here. I've never hiked down. It looks really nice. I did drive by in the summertime and look down, and I just immediately said fly fishing paradise, absolute heaven. This right here looks like a really nice spot to cast in some of this slower water. Fish will be hiding behind these rocks. Realistically, I would really love to be able to get out there on the rocks and toss a fly, and or a nymph and just kind of let it float towards me. But I don't really have the fly set up yet. It's on its way. But yeah, take a look at this. Alright, so this spot right here is super, super mushy, and the grass is like 3 feet out in the river. So it tells me the river is like 3.5 feet higher than it normally would be, which is great because that means the water level will go down soon. And once we get into summer, and I'll be able to walk out there no problem, get on those rocks and actually see what I'm doing. So I'm going to fish this area right here, try and toss out to those rocks way out there, and then bring it back. And there's not too many hangers around here with this type of fishing setup, so I should be able to get some casts quite far out there. And then I think what I'm going to do is, if I don't get anything here, I'm not going to bother going all the way down, but I am going to go back up to the bridge and go on the other side of the river, because there's some nice pockets over there that I can see that look really, really good. So let's try this. Working with limited casting room here, so might have to add some weight to the line. About halfway out there. You got snagged on a rock. Broke free, but I'm all tangled up. So I think I might actually switch to a spinner right off the bat here, because I didn't realize right in front of me there's actually a really big drop off, and I just want to try a spinner there. So I'm gonna get this tangle undone here. This is a nightmare of going fly fishing. Every time I go fly fishing, you get a tangle. It's so difficult to get undone. Never fun. That was really simple. So I'm going to switch to a spinner really quick, get that on, and toss it out there and drag it back. There's a lot of current here, so I shouldn't have to do a fast return. I can actually do a really slow return and get really good action on it. That's why I want to try the spinner. And the sunlight's shining down through here. We get a lot of splash and a lot of flare off it. Who knows? We'll just give it a go. So I didn't bring the tackle box with me because I don't have a belt pack or a backpack with me today, but I just brought this little clamshell. That will work just fine. Remove this hook, get this little spinner. This is super small, guys. Very small spinner. I use these a lot for trout and for perch in my area. They seem to work really well. But I typically don't fish this early in the season. I usually wait till summer. So this is actually quite new to me, fishing in the springtime. I know everybody gets out fishing in the spring. I usually wait till the water levels drop. Trying to get this lead out of my pocket. And once the water levels drop, then I can actually get out and get into the water without having to wear boots or waders or anything like that. Hop on the rocks, you know, maybe go barefoot, walk out there a little bit when the water's warmer. But right now, still pretty cold, still pretty deep. And, well, there's a lot of people out here fishing. Not right here where I'm at, but definitely out here in the forest. I've already driven past probably 5 or 6 cars parked on the side of the road at creeks and rivers and lakes and stuff like that. So it's nice to just break away from the crowd a little bit. Summertime's nice because everyone's kind of gotten over the little hype of fishing season starting. So anyways, let's toss this spinner in there and see what happens. Two ducks just landed in the river right in front of me. It's getting pretty thick in here. I do not have bear spray. I do have my knife on my hip, but I don't have bear spray. So far I don't see any ticks on me, so that's great. Those ducks are just staring at me just downstream. Okay, I'm actually able to get out on a rock right here. There's this cropping of rocks right across from where I'm at. And I can actually cast that far from this side. And then it goes into rapids. So this is kind of the calm section where I would suspect trout would be lingering in these holes behind rocks. We'll just have to see. Whew, I really want to get out there, but it's like 2 feet deep. We're good. Getting back will be easier. Let's jump. A beautiful view up here. All these rocks through the sunlight. I just dropped that one right in that hole. Nothing yet. All right, heading out of the forest right now, going back up river. Not even a bite, not even a strike. So, it's super thick in here. Super thick. This is a collapsible rod. I could collapse it down so it's a lot easier to walk out of here, but it's just a little bit of a hassle to collapse it down and then pull it back out and all that stuff. So, coming up here in this little sunshine spot again. There's a little fire pit back here, so that's pretty cool. Nice little spot to cook up some fish if and when you catch them. Not today, not here anyways. So there is the other side, but I don't think I'm going to need to go over there because I just cast it all the way across the river and kind of worked it like a grid pattern. Where's this trail? So I'm going to go to the opposite, or more upstream, sorry, the other side of the bridge, not the opposite side of the river, but upstream. We'll just cross over this bridge here. Looks like someone's already up here fishing though, so I don't know, we'll take a look. Muddy. Oh, muddy mess. Hey. Yeah, so that was a big mud hole. You guys can make that out there. All right, so no luck, but I did find a frog. Not a Quebecer, an actual frog. So no fish, no luck. Shouldn't say no fish, no luck, because there's definitely fish in there. They just don't like me today. So instead of fishing the opposite side, which is very, very, very high current, what I'm going to do is pack the rod in the back here, and I'm going to take a look at the map inside. And I think going this way is probably the quickest way to get to another lake. A lake, not a river. So it'll be still water. We might have a little bit more luck with some of the lures that I have. and the water's running a little bit slower there. It's not windy out today, so let's have our luck at that.
I gotta let Mr. Boomer out for a pee first. Go pee. I chose not to bring him over by the stream because I didn't want him running and jumping in it. Also, I wanted to focus on fishing, so yeah, he's gonna have a little bit of a breather here. Alright guys, just arrived at another lake location and it is crazy windy out here. I just have to get the little tackle kit that I had earlier. Get that out of here, make sure nothing falls out. I don't even know where I put it. Anyways, we'll find that in a second. Oh, I know where I put it. So coming all the way down this dirt road, we've been driving now for probably about, I don't know, 30 minutes, 40 minutes. And, well, we're here. So I'm going to grab the fishing rod. I am going to grab a larger spinner because this is actually a lake and it's literally just right through the trees. There's another one on the other side that I guess I could kind of bounce back and forth either side. Boomer is out here, so he's going to come along with us this time. But I just got to close this up. And, yeah, we'll head on over into the woods. There are a lot of people out here. So many cars have gone by, more than I would like to see, but nobody's here at this spot, so that's really all that matters. Okay, so I've got that. Let's head into the woods. Alright, so this area that I'm standing on right now is the actual middle of a stream coming off of a dam. So right now, obviously the dam's shut. And I'm able to walk out here, which is really interesting because it shows the river bottom anyways. But what's really cool about this is this water drops off super fast, very deep. And there's nothing there. There's no trees, there's no rocks, nothing. So this is great. Getting snagged up here is probably not going to happen. So let's get rigged up and see how we fare over here. Alright, so that was the first retrieve. I didn't see anything coming for this little spinner. Got a lot of water here though, a lot of bank area where we can actually fish. So I'd like to catch something here. And I've never fished here before, so I have no idea what's going to be in here. But I would like to see something at least come up to it next to the bank, and then I can kind of identify what kind of fish are in here. All right, again, number 2, nothing came up. There are some sticks over here though, right next to the bank. A little bit of infrastructure there for fish to hide underneath of. And it's kind of where the mouth of the river should be. So they're probably pretty used to hanging out there. I will say it is 20 degrees Celsius out right now today in the direct sunlight. And this is deep. Like, it goes down. I can't even see the bottom right here after it kind of shelves off. So it's definitely not too hot for them to be in this area. Trout, that is. Obviously bass, they really don't care a whole lot. But yeah, we'll just keep fishing this spot and see how we make out. All right, guys, so literally went through spinners and spinners and spinners. Even put on the white grub. Nothing. Not even a single hit. So just looking around this little lake area, there are some rocks, probably, you know, I don't know, 50 yards that way. So we're gonna walk around the bank. Try not to get wet here. Walk around the bank of this lake and see if we can get over there to see if there's anything a little bit more natural maybe, because this side, like I said, is kind of man-made. I mean, all that rock's not supposed to be like that. The shelf is not supposed to be like that. So we'll walk over here and have a look through this windy forest. Man, the wind on that side is crazy. The wind on this side is not bad, but still turned out to be a sunny and very windy day. So make our way through here and give this a shot over here. Alright, so coming up on this rock and this massively thick alder patch, there is just a ton of pieces chown off by beavers. So there's clearly a beaver home here somewhere. All these limbs are just sitting in the water. Like, look at this. All those alder branches, bark still on them. So for those of you who don't know, the beavers basically come over, they'll chew them off. The trees will fall, or sometimes they don't fall, sometimes they just eat the bark off it, but basically they're going to come back to that and eat that soft bark. And holy, there's just massive amount of beavers in this area. So take a look at this. So this right here, I mean, there you can see all the beavers chewing that apart, and here comes a giant cloud in the sky, so it's going to be a little difficult to see through now, but there's a giant rock right there standing on this rock casting out. Looks a lot more natural than it did over there on that shelf. So there's a lot more structure over here, probably a lot more food for fish, things of that nature. So we'll cast out here and give this a go. Okay, so if I were to fall in here, it's probably over my head actually. It drops off really deep again, but it's rocky. It's natural rocky. So could be sandy bottom out there, I don't know, we'll see. Still got the white grub on there. There are large rocks down here, so I'm not sure if this is going to get snagged on the bottom or not. But tension that up just a little bit, and I'm just kind of hopping it off the bottom. I have weights on my line, probably a good 24 inches away from the grub. So as I'm lifting those weights up and the weights go down, the grub's still on the up while the weights are down. And then it's just kind of fluttering all the way down by itself. Boomer's behind the camera rustling in the leaves. You guys can hear that. And if we don't have ticks on us by the time we get out of here, I'm going to be really shocked. Because we just went through the thick of it. Okay, see the grub. The sunlight sure helps. Nothing following it. Nothing. Man. I have so much more luck fly fishing than regular fishing. I don't know if that's a thing. Let me know what you guys think. Typically when I go fly fishing, they're a lot more active, a lot more action, a lot more catches. But it's very difficult to film. fish in the streams are usually a lot more skittish. So setting up a camera, tripod, all that stuff is pretty difficult. I mean, I could wear a chest rig, obviously, which I'm going to. But, yeah. Nothing again. Right up to the shore. Alright, I'm going to switch it up. I know that was only 2 casts, but here's my situation. I think there's trout in here. These worms, these little white grubs, they work really, really good, I find, in my area on bass and perch. For trout in my area, what I find works really good, if I can get out of my pocket without falling in the water, are these really small spinners. And I've got a really small treble hook on here. I'm not sure the size. I think it was a 14 or 16, like really small. I don't know if that's going to pick up on camera a little bit. But super small, and the reason why I'm going with this is all the fish love these. But going after the small fish to see what's in here. Smaller fish generally are easier to catch, more plentiful than larger fish. So if we can just get a small fish and I can find out what is in here, that would be great. That would solve half the problem. And then we can go from there and figure it out. So we'll get this tossed out there again pretty far. I'm kind of working with the wind here on this one, actually. I can feel the resistance on it. Thing's really spinning. Really cranking. Slow, medium retrieve. See what these fish are doing. See it right there, just a working, just spinning. Still nothing though. Try over there a little bit. Still nothing. Oh my. Typical day fishing with me. No bites. So why I don't go fishing that often. I will say again though, summertime I usually catch quite a bit of fish. Springtime, for some reason, not that many. Okay, so I don't know if that picked up on camera, but there are minnows in here. So yes, there are fish in here. I just can't catch them. So it's called fishing, not catching, for a reason. Fishing rod collapsed, very small and packable. It is warm out right now. I'm going to make my way back through the woods and out to the road. The other side of the road is really, really windy. Like casting out there is just going to be a nightmare. So I don't think I'm going to try there. I don't know. See what the breeze is doing maybe on the way out of here. But yeah, I remember why they call it fishing, not catching. You know, another day out here trying to look the part. Fishing. Yeah, so that was highly unsuccessful. Did see some minnows though. No bites, nothing, no strikes. And now I got to make my way back through this horrible alder patch, which I think I'm going to take an alternate route. I'm going to go up through the woods because I did see an old ATV trail right here. Kind of goes in the opposite direction that I'm trying to go in, but the road's right here, so I'll just walk back down the road. It's a bit of a further walk than I thought. That or I'm just horribly out of shape. I think it's the out of shape part. So, yeah, this is really windy out here. Check this out. Oh, cool, there's a boat down there. That's pretty awesome. This is something that I've been finding a lot more often than not. Stuff down there in my area, way deep in the woods, are these boats. And I mean, someone has left this boat here. It's locked to this chain, but this chain is loose. I'm not sure what the story is with that. I'm not going to mess with it or anything, but what I've noticed a lot in my area are boats just being left in the woods for public use. Now that is a very nice, large aluminum boat. It looks actually to be in good shape. So hopefully that stays there and people can continue to use it. There's also this roll of vinyl flooring down here, which I'm not happy to see, but there's rocks on top of it, almost like there's something underneath of it. And there is. Look at that. There's bags. Okay, garbage. Oh, wow. Okay, this isn't so bad. Somebody's been out here cleaning up all the trash. So there's probably a couple bucks worth of refundables under there if someone wants to come get those and return them. Someone's already done the work, so I mean, it'll be free money. But yeah, that's nice. Somebody cleaned that up. So this side is incredibly windy. You guys can see the trees are just going nuts, the waves. I'm not going to bother casting over here. I only brought small light tackle, and honestly it's just going to blow around in the wind. It's not actually going to get out there. So worth a look over here anyways, just to check it out. I have been in this area before, so I knew that this dam type system was going to be here. And there's a fire pit there. People come out here, park, have a fire, fish, whatever. But they did put these rocks up here, so you can't actually drive over there, which is good and bad. I mean, it's great that people aren't there damaging it, but kind of, you know, it's in a really nice spot. It'd be great if you could park there. Fortunately, you cannot. So, very windy out right now. It's actually nice and refreshing given the oddly warm temperature today. Yesterday was 3 degrees Celsius. Today's plus 20, plus 22. So, yeah, we get back to the vehicle here and give you guys a rundown on a few things. It is hot out, which is a false kind of alarm because it's supposed to get down to, again, about plus 5 degrees Celsius later this evening. So, this fishing rod, I want to talk about this just for a second. This is carbon fiber. I found this on Amazon and it was only $24 with the reel and the rod, collapsible carbon fiber. Pulsino or Plusino looks like is what it says. That's not going to pick up on the camera, but these rods are great. They're very, very lightweight, very compactable. They seem to work well. Unfortunately, I haven't caught anything with it yet, but as far as functionality goes, it seems to work well. I mention this because last year I remember a lot of people asking for collapsible fishing rods. Well, it looks like this year they've actually stepped up their game on Amazon, and these are carbon fiber. These are really nice. They look really great. So very cheap. If you're looking for a fishing rod, jump on Amazon and yeah, you'll probably find something decent. So I'm going to tuck that stuff in there. A little bit of a rundown. Yes, this is a tailgate. No, it's not a Jeep. So a lot of things are going to be changing. I've been mentioning this on my other channel that they're going to be huge updates. If you guys like this style of video of me just out doing my daily thing, plus rolling it in with like, how do I live off grid, or what would I do to live off grid? How do I edit videos when I'm in the woods all the time? If you guys really want to see that on this channel, let me know in the comment section, because I have something that I've been tinkering with, and it includes a ton of content, like a lot. So on both channels, Lone Wolf 902 is still going to be priority 1, and this channel, Outdoor Adventures, will be priority 2. But realistically, what I have in my mind is they'll basically be neck and neck. Just totally different content, same style content,
just different delivery, I guess, and different things. So let me know what you guys think about that. I literally have to go camping right now. I got to go film a video for Lone Wolf 902. I just came out really early today. Check out these spots, fishing, and now that it's really hot, I got to drive probably an hour from here to find my trailhead. I'm going to load up my backpack. Hopefully it'll be cooled off by then, and then hike in and start filming a video for that channel. And then I'll be back to the vehicle tomorrow and edit, upload for the weekend and all that fun stuff. So glad I'm back to share this with you guys. Let me know what you think about that, and I'll see you in the next video.